Before I say anything else, I need you to understand this. What I'm about to share was never meant to be exposed publicly. This is one of the oldest and quietest methods used in occult circles to identify, tag, and spiritually track a person without spells, candles, or chants. My name doesn't matter. What matters is what I used to be. I was trained as a warlock, not a fake one, not an internet witch. I was initiated, instructed, and assigned to real spiritual operations that targeted real people, often people who believed they were completely safe. And one of the most effective tools we used was something you've done your entire life without thinking: a handshake. No symbols, no strange words, no visible ritual, just skin touching skin. I know that sounds unbelievable. That's exactly why it works. Because while you thought you were being polite, friendly, or professional, the spiritual realm was reading something entirely different. Handshakes were never neutral to us. They were moments of permission, assessment, and sometimes marking. And today, I'm speaking because too many people are suffering without knowing why. Sudden spiritual heaviness, unexplained anxiety, strange exhaustion after meetings, feeling off after encountering certain individuals. You didn't imagine it. You were touched intentionally. And if you're still listening, it's because part of your spirit already knows something isn't right. Let me take you behind the curtain. In occult training, we are taught something most people never learns. The human hand is a conduit. Spiritually speaking, the hand carries nerve endings, energetic flow, and what we called identity residue. That's why vows are sealed with handshakes, why oaths are sworn with raised hands, why blessings and curses are often transferred through touch. In the warlock circles I trained in, the handshake was known as a silent gateway. When two hands meet, there is an exchange, not always evil, but always spiritual. We were trained to feel for three things the moment skin made contact. First, spiritual openness. Is this person guarded or spiritually exposed? Second, authority level. Do they carry protection or are they unaware? Third, assignment potential. Could this person be influenced, drained, or marked for follow-up? Most people fail at the first second of contact. They don't pray before meetings. They don't guard their spirit. They don't discern who they allow access to their physical body. So when their hand touched ours, the door was already cracked open. And sometimes that's all that was needed. Let me be very clear. Not every handshake is dangerous, but targeted handshakes are deliberate. When we wanted to mark someone, it was never rushed. It was calm, friendly, normal. The warlock would initiate the handshake, not respond to it. Initiation matters. During contact, there was a specific internal focus, not spoken words, but intent alignment. Intent is the currency of the spiritual realm. We were taught to focus on one of three outcomes: drain, influence, tracking. Tracking was the most common. A marked person wouldn't feel pain. They wouldn't see signs, but within hours or days, they'd experience strange resistance, especially toward prayer, clarity, or peace. Why? Because the mark acted like a spiritual scent. Other entities could recognize it. Oppression could locate it. Assignments could follow it. And the person would never connect it back to a simple greeting. That's the genius of it. I want you to listen carefully. If several of these happened after meeting or greeting someone, it was not random. A sudden fatigue after shaking hands, a heavy feeling in the chest or stomach, the confusion or emotional irritation for no clear reason, a night disturbances shortly afterward, a feeling spiritually dull or distant. These were indicators we looked for. They told us the connection had taken. And I need to say this plainly. Many of the people doing this do not look evil. They sit in offices. They attend events. They smile. They blend in. Darkness survives best when it appears harmless. This is the part that angers people, but it must be said. Faith without awareness is vulnerability. Believers who assume nothing can touch me, but do not actively guard their spiritual gates were often the easiest targets. Protection is not automatic. Authority must be exercised. We avoided people who prayed intentionally. We avoided people who quietly invoked protection before interactions. We avoided those who carried spiritual discipline. But casual faith, unaware faith, those doors were rarely locked. Now listen to me closely. Markings are not permanent. They rely on ignorance and agreement, even unconscious agreement. The moment awareness enters, the structure weakens. Here is what you do quietly, calmly, without fear. Acknowledge out loud that your body and spirit are not open to unauthorized access. Renounce any spiritual permission given knowingly or unknowingly. Invoke divine authority, not emotion, not panic, authority. Marks cannot survive confrontation by rightful authority. That is why I am speaking. Exposure dismantles operations that relied on secrecy. I didn't choose this date randomly. I'm speaking today because the increase in subtle spiritual attacks is intentional. The world is distracted. People are tired. Discernment is low. That makes moments like handshakes extremely effective. But now you know, and knowledge changes outcomes. If this message unsettled you, good. That means your spirit is awake. Guard your gates. Discern your connections. And remember, what looks harmless in the natural can be strategic in the spiritual. This is not fear. This is awareness. And awareness is protection.